Okay, now I'm actually. Apparently, I've started my live stream.
Oh, and so you can
Started
edit
my
the
live stream.
material.
And yep, I can hear you now. So it's somewhat working. So
Okay.
it may be super delayed.
Uh,
Stream output. Um, but I don't know. I don't know.
it's okay. We'll make it work. Um,
It's
so you said
I
starting live stream. So you're streaming now,
yes. It's
and so
on.
then can we edit that? Like,
Yes.
okay, cool. I just didn't want this part to be on the actual video. I guess
Yeah.
that wouldn't hurt. Maybe if we continue trying to find faith and we figure that out, maybe that could actually like a couple clips of that could be
Exactly. I know how to. The cool part is I have my on my iPad. Um, I have like a terabyte worth of storage, so I can. I have even have a video editing software on there, so I could edit videos, and I know how to do that. Um,
great.
but our live stream is up, and probably no one's gonna be watching it. But the other day, it was funny. I was just playing around with it, and someone was actually watching it. I was like, okay.
Oh yeah,
I have like followers,
they
and
were just really bored.
someone must have been real bored. I was testing the, I was testing the making sure the sound worked, and it's not the best quality, but you can hear what you're saying. You can hear what I'm saying. So
Good, that works.
um
Okay,
exactly.
I guess.
Let me
I mean, you're figuring that out. You're like the software guy today.
yeah. I my internship, my whole internship was about um uh I was I was helping a church set up their live stream. So
Nice. That's cool.
let me, because the thing is not working properly. Um, because now that I've changed the aspect ratio of it, I went widescreen. It decided to do different things. So I think um, I think that works. So cool.
Great.
There's apparently one viewer.
Cool. That isn't like me or something. It's just being weird.
I don't know.
Oh, and so Brianna and Kayla, one of them or both of them are showing up at three.
um,
What's happening?
so I have to. You reminded me. I forgot to text them the Zoom link,
Oh,
but
gosh. Okay, I was like,
I talked to both of them though, but I just
are
forgot
they
to.
both gonna?
I think both of them have other obligations that they were trying to get done with, but if they weren't able to get done with it, it wasn't gonna be able to work.
Okay, fine.
So I don't know. It might just be both of us. Um, and it might just be it might just be both of us, or it might be four of us. So I don't know.
The more the merrier. So
It
hopefully they.
and Adam wasn't able to come, right?
He ha- I can check again right now. He hasn't responded yet, and I.
Brianna just liked the link that I sent, so I'm guessing she might show up.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna see my text. feel bad. It was pretty short notice when I asked Amelia, so
Yeah, and I'm sorry about that. That was.
no,
I think
yeah,
we definitely can do better at.
organizing it.
Yes.
Yeah, she did say that. I think she really wants to have this conversation
Hmm.
because she told me that she couldn't make it today because her classes started or something. But
Yeah.
if we do this again, she's on
Yeah.
board. I think.
And I feel like we need to definitely figure out a time that is better.
A
Um,
better one, yeah.
I also don't know. Like, I just you never know. You never know what's gonna work or so on and so forth. And so, and we might have to like you might have to leave the meeting so we can have use the
Right.
so I don't have to like exit out of the software if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You might have to leave the meeting and come back at 3. So just letting you know because it's more of a, a hassle if
Yeah.
um
Yeah. Yeah. Totally.
I
Um.
just have to um I have to text Kayla Wade.
Okay. And yeah, I mean, if they could make it, then it would be great if they were here while we're defining faith.
Yeah, I think um um that might not send. Um I might have to copy it to my phone. My video is gonna go off for a minute. Sorry. Because my iPad doesn't have LTE, so
All right.
in
Actually, I
order.
need to go for just a sec too. So hold on.
Okay, no problem. I don't know.
And so
Four of us. So I don't know. And Adam wasn't able to come, right?
he hasn't. I can check again right now. He hasn't responded yet, and
Brianna just liked the link that I sent, so I'm guessing she might show up.
yeah, I don't think he's gonna see my text. Um, yeah, so I don't think that'll happen. Which is too bad. It was pretty short notice when I asked Amelia, so
Yeah, and I'm sorry about that. That was. I think we definitely. Hello. Testing. song. Hello, hello.
Hey, I'm back.
You're back? Awesome.
Yeah.
So, this might work.
Sorry, what?
So you can hear me, correct?
Yes.
Okay,
Loud and
cool. So now the audio is recording through my phone.
Okay.
Because and then the sound from everyone else is coming out of my TV, and my microphone is going into it. So like my phone is
Okay.
hearing it the same way as my microphone, and that's what you're hearing. But my phone is like collectively taking all the sound together.
Okay.
So
Sounds good.
I was listening to the live stream, and I was like, that doesn't.
Yeah. All right, so we're ready now. We're good. All the stuff figured out.
Of the most part.
All the stuff figured out.
Of the most part. Okay, awesome. I think that is ready. And so we are good. Now we just need to begin
Faith.
defining faith and wherever that leads. I think Brianna is gonna join exactly at 3:00. So.
Okay. Awesome.
Of what I know.
Heard from Kate yet?
Nope.
Okay.
I know all of her classes are online, and she's already started college. So.
Oh yeah, I forgot she was a senior.
Yep, it's kind of crazy. The truth.
Alrighty. So, yeah, as far as the faith question goes, I feel like if we agree that I got the biblical definition of faith, so I think we already agree on this. I'll just say it, and you can agree or disagree.
Yeah.
Faith is maybe actually we should just do that. Yeah. Okay. So I'll just start doing that. Faith is a methodology for ascertaining truth. We agree on that?
Yes.
Okay. So then, all right. So that's important. So it's a methodology for ascertaining truth. I feel like that's kind of a working definition for the conversation.
A methodology for finding truth, basically, or uncovering truth.
We'll talk about what that methodology is and whether or not it's flawed. Obviously, in the conversation.
Yep.
Okay.
I think methodology for I like the word ascertaining, but I also think it is hard to, especially when you're using words that are like, people can get caught up in words, if that makes sense.
Sure, yeah.
And so I think we should kind of like do it more simplistically of like finding truth or discovering truth, instead of
knowing something.
Knowing truth.
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
Okay.
anyone knowing truth, I think would work well. Yeah, well, and this is what the whole conversation is. It's an epistemological one, right? It's about how we know what we know or believe we know. And so,
Exactly.
Yeah, I think that works. So faith is a methodology for knowing truth, or it's a way to know truth.
Yeah.
Spoil it to the very basics.
I can definitely agree with that.
Okay.
So
Sure.
it is 2:45, and so I don't know.
So one more thing we probably want to figure out is the time stuff. So we know, or at least we think we know, there's going to be 3 of us, right?
Yeah.
Informal, but for the sake of productivity and structure, you two be on the neg of the resolution. I'll be on the AF, which again is weird and flip flop, but whatever.
Yeah.
So we probably want roughly equal speaking time, right, for both sides.
Mm-hmm.
And I wish Amelia or Adam or someone was here to.
So are you fine with I think this would actually be helpful if you're good with it. So you're gonna go first, then Um, I think I should go second, and then you can have a second speech, and then Brianna will follow up with hers.
Well, so maybe this is why actually the AF and neg switch up is like actually a problem and not just a funny thing, because like to say that faith is a reliable methodology for knowing truth, that
Yeah.
is the claim, right?
Yeah.
So I myself am just disagreeing with that. So I could lay out my arguments against it first. That wouldn't be the most effective way or the most productive way of carrying on the conversation. Because you're actually saying this is true, and I'm trying to say that's not true. So I can say that's not true before you even say this is true, but then you can bring up all these new reasons. It's just inefficient. I think we'll shoot past each other more, so we might want to do like neg first, I guess. Or we could let's just change the resolution and say faith is a reliable way of knowing truth. That's the new resolution.
Okay.
Does that sound
Faith
right?
is a reliable way for knowing truth. And then is a I also gotta remind you, this is kind of like we're going into the territory of like how we would as speech and debate students. And so Brianna is not in speech and debate, but I just want to. I don't want to speak speechanese to her, if that makes sense.
Sure, yeah, and I'm not gonna like attack you for topicality or something like that. This is informal, but we need to have it be at least somewhat productive. Or
somewhat structured, or like we will have the 3-hour Instagram live happening. You know,
2 hours, and no one wants that.
Yep. Yeah. And literally that whole conversation, I was like, one of us were fighting to talk, and then it didn't seem whole, if that makes sense.
Well, yeah, well, and I felt bad because I felt like I kept like cutting you off just because it was like I would like ask a question and then you'd like answer it, but then there would be like, and I did this too. I'm just bringing up an example, right? And then it would be like, and here's all these other points, right? And I totally get it, again, I did it too. That's part of the conversation. But it's frustrating where like, in order to be productive, you've got to be like, this idea, this is what we're talking about, nothing else. And so, I know I felt like I came off as a jerk because I'm, interrupting you and saying, oh, wait, don't make that point.
And I was struggling. I felt like, I also felt like a know-it-all because I was like, I don't agree with what you were talking about, how like, I see faith and I see religion as, or even like a relationship with God as something that is not in the way of the world. It's not the way the world's gonna see it. Like, it is outside of
going to be a topic of conversation here.
Yeah.
Right. Obviously, it has to be, right?
Yeah.
That's inherent to perspective.
By the way, I changed your name, so.
Oh yeah, I appreciate it.
I knew how to do that, and so since I'm the owner of the meeting, I can go over and change it. So I did that. So faith is a reliable way for finding truth. Is that what we're saying?
I said knowing truth. It's the same thing. Yeah, it's whatever. Again, we don't have to be super. I mean, we have to be precise. We're writing a resolution here, but yeah it's whatever.
It's all good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 10 minutes till.
So sorry. Let's go over the time thing again. So there's an opening statement for each person with cross-X, or we can just call it questioning.
Yeah.
So opening statement being 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Like what do we setting? 5 minutes.
Okay. I kind of see it as like I'm gonna have a 5-minute timer, and you don't have to use that whole 5 minutes.
Right.
But you can choose to use that 5 minutes. Like, I will have a timer that will go off, and if you've gone past 5 minutes, I will cut you off.
Oh, sure.
Or I could say, let's move on to the questioning or something. I'm not going to be super rude.
I mean, we're like, not children. I think we can we
Yeah.
can just regulate ourselves. I'll shut up after the timer goes off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I like part of me is like I want to treat this as Congress, but I know it's not Congress, so I'm like
Yeah. I'm actually
weird.
switching to Lincoln Douglas this year.
You are?
Okay. Well, here's the thing. First of all, my first year, I was really good at policy as like a freshman with a certain partner I had,
Yeah.
and then he left because he had problems with our coach. And long story short, I basically got forced to do policy with a team member who didn't really care about debate at the time. He does now, but basically did nothing my first year because the team and my coach made me do policy, even though I wanted to do Congress then. And so then this year I did Congress, or last year I did Congress. I did decently, right? And then this year I'm doing LD, but now COVID is a thing. And so it just feels like everything I've done in debate has been like crippled. Because even Congress, like state and nationals, like the big things,
Yeah.
they were kind of ruined because of COVID. So it just
did you make it to nationals?
Yeah.
Okay, me too.
But I face planted. This very iPad that I'm using right now died twice in round because I had not prepared my technology. It was totally on me.
Oh.
But it was different.
I didn't have as bad of a problem, but when we were first trying to get in all of it, like I could not use my I was using another sorry, my camera's being glitchy because I have to like change. I have to refresh it, and it's really weird. It's basically using my phone camera as my computer camera, since my computer doesn't have a camera because my computer is connected to my TV, and that's my screen. So it's a whole setup that I didn't even have figured out pre nationals, and if I had this set up during nationals, it kind of would have been a lot better. Like,
were you House or Senate?
I was in the House.
Nice. Yeah.
And
That was.
I what sucked is I didn't make it to state in Congress, and
they just got full out canceled. So
yeah, and so I was like there's a lot of things that I just realized my priorities of why I'm in speech and debate. I was going through like some like internal like questions I had to like figure out why I'm in speech and debate. What's the purpose of me like spending all this time and doing
why it was worth justifying it.
And I really realized I was more focused on the event than actually being a better communicator. And
yeah, that's a big stumbling stone for me too. Is when like especially with Congress, because you're just giving those like 3-minute speeches. It's so easy not to actually engage at all mentally. Like you go down there, you talk your pretty words, and then you're done, right? And so, like I do decently well, right? And then like once you get to the higher level stuff, like Holiday Havoc was the kind of the big statewide tournament that I did, right?
That's my school's tournament. So.
Right.
I go to Columbia. Yeah.
So that one, like you get to the point, and it's not like nationals, right?
Yeah.
But it's better than a standard regional tournament, and you actually have to like use your brain, right? And so that's one reason why I'm really excited for LD, because you're actually engaged constantly. You can't just sit back and be like, I'm gonna talk about nothing for 3 minutes because I just need to talk pretty and I'll win.
And that's why my speech events kind of like went on. I literally was doing inform up to Nat Quals. And at Nat Quals, I dropped the inform. I like was done with it. Like I don't know what. I was just like, I had an awesome inform, and actually most of my judges actually really liked it, even people who were not religious, because I had a really good topic. It just, and I had learned how to present it in a way that was very manufactured.
What was it about?
It was about like religion and how religion is a personalized experience, like making a pizza, for instance. Like, you can add your own toppings, make it the way you want it. And I was talking about how, like, religion has all these different aspects. And I just realized I was getting more caught up. It was around the same time before COVID ended everything. I really realized I had focused on perfecting my speech, not perfecting the way I was communicating it.
Right. Yeah.
Like,
And in the long, being a better communicator and actually engaging that pays off hugely, right? As far as your actual success goes.
exactly.
In event and in life, obviously.
Exactly. And I was almost ready at that point to really kind of quit speech and debate, because I was like, if I'm not gonna get anything out of this, or if this is not gonna, if my time is not gonna be worth actually spending time towards it,
It's not worth it.
I was like, why am I part of this? And that's where my whole plan for this year came along, of like, my speech event is gonna be OO, and I'm gonna have I'm done with visuals. I hate them. Rim to Rim really concreted that, and I just was too lazy to change up my event after Rim to Rim. So I just kind of got in the rhythm of whatever it was, of like, oh, I'll just make this better.
Gotcha.
And
oh shoot, we're gonna start soon.
yeah. But I was like, oh, I'll just make this. And then I realized, I don't know, a bunch of the good Congress people were in Extemp. And I was like, the good part about Extemp is it actually makes you a better communicator, because you see your flaws,
right,
that you are not able to, if you're not able to project it in a way that comes across right here, right now, from your brain to like what you're saying, improvisation, you struggle to be an effective communicator, because in those moments you forget what to say.
Absolutely.
But you have to have a mix of both. You have to have something that is prepared. You also need to, Brianna Vulcan. So I'm gonna. She.
I need to lead.
Yes. So.
Okay, I'll do that.
Food's ready.
It'll be a while. Hello, Brianna. Hello, Brianna.
Hello.
Sorry, I'm trying to figure out something.
You're good.